What up, YouTube? Oh, I know it's been a while since I dropped the video. Um, yeah, I'm sitting here getting unloaded at what is this? Logan Aluminum in Russellville, Kentucky. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So, what's going on at USA? It's a lot. We don't have a town hall meeting. I was gonna make a video after we did the town hall, but uh, I figured I'd let everybody make theirs before I make mine. So let's talk. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I know you could be anywhere else on YouTube, but the fact that you chose to click on my channel, it is greatly appreciated. All right, so let's go. Man, I'm looking kind of rough too. I don't comb my hair, but yeah, I gotta do something with all this. Anyway, so what's going on at USA since the town hall meeting? So since we had a town hall meeting, was it last week? I think it was last week. And a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people voiced their concerns. They asked us to voice our concerns about what was going on. A lot of people brought up that, the fuel surcharge that, we get now is too low with the rise in fuel costs. And the answer that was told to us is that, the FSC, which is fuel charge, follows the national average, which lags behind the actual price of fuel. So they said hang in there, that the FSCs will come up. It just takes a few weeks, which honestly though, I can understand that if it does, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is fuel prices go up. Of course, that doesn't react right away for the FFC and the national average. So as the fuel prices go up, the FFC is going to lag. Then it's going to get to a point where your fuel is here. The FFC will probably get here, and then when the fuel starts dropping, your FSC is still going to be here. So you're going to reap the rewards on the back end. I don't think a lot of people understood it. I understood what they were saying, so that really doesn't bother me a lot. Because I get it. And I try to get lows where I get any type of FSC. Because some of these lows, these all-in lows, I'm not really feeling the all-in lows. I'm really not, because I feel like they not negotiating a proper fuel price into them anyway. Some of them are the same or lower than what it was before they did the all-in rate. So if I do an all-in rate, I at least try to get, if I'm doing an all-in rate load, I try to make sure it's at least $3 a mile. That's just me. That's my formula. Because then I feel like I'm getting the proper fuel surcharge for the load at $3 a mile. All the other loads I try to make sure that I get a fuel surcharge to go with it, so I know what I'm getting or something. What else were other people's concerns? Other people had concerns about the load board in general. The freight market is hot, and if you're in trucking, and especially if you're booking your own loads, if you're an owner operator, you're booking your own loads, but if you're a lease purchase who's booking your own loads through a load board, then you should be keeping up with the market and how the market is doing it. Right now, the market is fire. We've been told that. Well, I've been looking at, the news and keeping up with the news about how the freight market is on fire. And because the reason why it's on fire is because we have a backload of ships sitting off the coast that need to get unloaded. So what does that do? You have a backlog of ships that's waiting to get unloaded. That means that the shippers are going to increase the rates to get their products to the stores wherever they need to go, to get them there, just because there is, there's a, shortage of items. And it's we're in November now, so honestly, we have been and should be seeing stuff coming out for Christmas. and they people trying to vendors and shippers and everybody else is trying to get their stuff to the stores for the holiday rush. And Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So, and that's after Thanksgiving, that's when consumers, people, start their true holiday shopping. So yeah, the market is hot, and I feel as if our load board is not reflecting that. I think to me, our load board is just the same as it has been. The rates to me are the same. It doesn't reflect that our load board is not, to me, this is my opinion, our load board is not reflecting the freight market. If the freight market is up, I feel like our loads should be up. Yeah, you see loads every now and then that pay more. Like if you see anybody that's shipping shoes, to ship shoes, yeah, that's a good. Hey, they throwing out some great rates to ship some shoes. What else I can think of off the top of my head? The Kellogg's loads has been pretty fire lately, and I don't know if that's just because of the strike or what I'm saying, if it has to do something with the freight market too. But Kellogg's loads has been pretty fire lately. So it's certain loads here and there that I especially try to take notice of, because those are the loads I want. Whatever is hot, I'm trying to get to. So I scope out the areas that they coming in and try to catch those loads. But the load board overall, I feel, does not reflect the market rate for freight. And I think that's an issue, which is either telling me that they're not negotiating properly, or they're taking more money off the top than what's being told to us. We were told that the broker takes 10 to 15%. I believe they said 10 to 15%. But if they're still taking 10 to 15% with an up market, that should still reflect more money for us on the load board, and it's not. So I feel like that they're either not negotiating right, they're trying to undercut everybody else to get the freight, or they're taking more than that 10 to 15%. It's only one of the two. So you can't tell me that the market is up. I done seen some of these other load boards, and they're trying to say, we operate, we're doing the same as the other companies with the load boards. No, you're not. That's not happening, because I done seen some of them other load boards, and it puts our load board to shame. So it is what it is. That's just my opinion. So either they're undercutting everybody else's bid to get the loads, or they're taking more off the top when they get it. It's only one of the two things. So what other things? How to deal with IFTA if you're using your own fuel card. So this came about the previous town hall before the one we had last week, and this has been a question that's been asked for a while. So the official answer now is, if you are using your own fuel card, because we are running under USA's authority, so USA has to file the IFTA for us drivers. So if you're using your own fuel card, they said to take a picture, send your fuel receipt in with your bills, and they'll charge you the IFTA that way. But they still have to file it, because we're running under USA's authority. So we're supposed to have another town hall. Message came out yesterday, so we're supposed to have another town hall on the 17th. I don't know what time, but that's we're supposed to have another town hall. So how do I feel about all this? Because you guys, yeah, I feel personally that USA has grown so much in a short period of time. So when I first got here, it probably, and I got here right after Frank did. So he said that when he got here, it was 60 to 80 drivers. So I'm gonna say that when I got here, it was probably at 80 to 100 IC drivers here. Um, and I got here in April, and so from April until now, they've gone from 100 drivers to I think they told us 550 to 600 drivers. That's a lot of growth in a short period of time, and I honestly think it took them by surprise, and I think that the, um, they haven't really managed the growth properly as far as making sure. I think it's enough freight, um, but it's not enough high paying freight, and people want to get from the East Coast to the Midwest to the West Coast, so they need to get some more freight so that people can go coast to coast if they want to, or go from the Midwest to California. Me personally, I'm only way I'm going to California is I'm going on vacation. Yeah, so I'm actually headed that way. Well, supposed to headed that way to Las Vegas here in a few more weeks. So I'll be going over there because they got some good freight over in California. They got some loads that paying $8,000 loads. So, but ordinarily that's not where I want to go. But that doesn't mean other people don't want to go there. So they need to figure out to get more freight, from the East region or Southeast or Northeast to California. So it would be nice if they go ahead and do that, so everybody can accommodate themselves. What I'm not saying is that you cannot make money over here. You can still make money over here if you know what you're doing. Honestly, I've been here I think about 7 months, and it's taken me about that long to really, really get down to where I'm booking myself good freight for how I want to run, because like I said, I'm home on the weekends. So to be home every weekend and to be off, for 48 hours or more, and to still make good money, you have to book a certain way. You can't do that. Just book any load and still expect to make good money. So it's taken me a while to get it down to where I'm making good money and still being on the home on the weekends. It's possible, trust me. I'm not the only one that's home on the weekends. I done met a few people, other drivers out here, who are home on the weekends. I met a dude out of Florida. He goes home every weekend, and he said, well, he's been here for I think he said 2 years, and he said his take home pay is not less than $2,000 a week. So it's possible, but you got to know what you're doing. And still, even me wanting to be home every weekend, there still are some weeks where I will be out through the weekend and stay out like 14 days. But that's usually only if to set myself up good for the next week. So you definitely have to know what you're doing, and I think that's where a lot of people, especially a lot of people that's just coming in, they are struggling because they see other YouTubers who and on our Facebook page, people drop their settlements, and they're like, oh wow, well, I'm not making that. I'm not even making close to that. If you're new and you're just coming over here, you're not gonna make that. You're not. You're not gonna make that until you establish how you want to run, and then you got to figure out for the way you want to run how to book the loads. And that's why I said it's taken me about 6 months to get to the point where I'm making consistently good money and still being home on the weekends. They did say they were trying to start up a mentorship program for ICs to show people who's coming in how to book loads. But the first thing first, when you first come over here, or when you first get out, period, whether it's here, Landstar, F2F, anywhere else, you got to know how you're going to run. That's number one. Number two, you got to control your fuel costs, man. You can't be like a company driver. You know, when I was a company driver, I didn't give a damn where I filled up. It wasn't my money. Shoot, I'd stop anywhere to fuel up. But out here now, um, being a lease purchase driver, I can't do that. I gotta, I look for the cheapest place I can go, and I got a couple of fuel cards. So you can't be out here with the company driver mentality, you know, when it comes to fuel. It's not gonna work. I rarely go over $1,000 in fuel. Very rarely go $1,000 in fuel. But then again, my circle of where I travel to is not big. I don't go to the Midwest a lot. I go, but not a lot. And I ain't been to the West Coast yet. The furthest I've been is to Iowa and Kansas City. So, and even then, I still didn't spend over $1,000 in fuel. So, you have to know and shop for the best fuel. And there's plenty of apps out there that show you how to, where the best fuel is. And our card as a lease purchase is accepted pretty much everywhere. So there's no excuse. You don't have to stop. Man, I don't even fuel at Pilot, Loves, Flying J. Not unless maybe I want a shower. But still, I still rather pay for a shower than pay to fill up there because they just too high. Too high. I'm not doing it. So I'm able to keep my fuel costs at a manageable, so that so it doesn't eat into my profit a lot. And that's another thing. If you're booking loads and you're booking these all-in loads, they don't come with an FSC, or the FSC is supposed to be built in. That's another thing you got to take into account. Is how much fuel you're going to use, and you're not getting paid a FSC. So, and I think that's where a lot of drivers, I think they don't really know. A lot of the questions to me at the town hall, I honestly think a lot of the questions is people not knowing how to run their truck. You have to know what your expenses are so that you know how much per mile it's going to take to cover your expenses. And even if it's not per mile, you know what I'm saying? Like how a dollar figure, at least come up with it, say, hey, I need X amount of dollars per week so that I can profit. That's what I did. I did the per mile thing, but mine is per week. I know for me to make a profit, a small profit, I need to clear at least $3,000 a week. Somewhat decent profit, I need to clear $4,000 a week. For a good, I need to clear 5 or better. So, what I'm saying? Those are my numbers, what I'm saying? And I think people don't understand that they have to break that down to know. They gotta know all of their expenses, what I'm saying? And that's just not your truck expenses, what I'm saying? This is your business. So your business is paying for your car, your house, kids, all that stuff. So you gotta add all that stuff up along with your fuel and everything else to get a number to where, what I'm saying, and what I'm saying, expenses, what I'm saying, minus, your truck, what the truck brings home minus your expenses is your profit. So you got to know what your expenses are. And I think a lot of people, from the way a lot of those questions are, they don't know how to run a truck. I'm just gonna say it. That's just my opinion. I just think that a lot of people just don't know what they're doing out there. So, and if you don't know what you're doing out there, yeah, you'll get fed up out here quickly. You know what I'm saying? If I think the first 6 months to the year, I think I heard somebody say is the hardest out here as an owner op or as a lease purchase, and I think that's good. That's probably spot on. Like I said, it took me 6 months to actually get to a point where I'm booking solid loads now and taking home a good profit. So, but I know my expenses. If you don't know your expenses, Why are you out here? If you don't know your expenses, why are you, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know your expenses, you need to go back to being a company driver, period, point blank. Because you don't know how to run your business, you know? So, that's it. So anyway, I'm about to wrap this video up. I'm getting to 20 minutes. And, yeah, I'm going to try to go ahead and post a lot more. Yeah, I've been very sporadic. All right, so if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I will see and talk to you guys later.